Good evening and salutations, my Days of Alive fans. That's what happens when you do 4 reviews. I gotta sit there and say, this was an interesting episode. This was a pretty good episode. Before I really get into this show, I've been thinking about this show and Y&R and GH and BMB and all of them. There's times where the episodes are really good. There's times where the episodes are terrible. There's times when the episodes are just not good, you know? And by terrible, I mean like there was an episode of B&B where it's like nothing happened. It was just completely boring. That's unacceptable. But the reason why I want to sit down and talk about that is because one of my subscribers was, snitching saying that not all the episodes are going to be great. And while she is right, I also feel like that shouldn't just be normal. That shouldn't just be the standard. Oh, it was an okay episode. It's like, who sits down to sit there and watch an okay episode? Can you imagine if you just woke up Monday, got done work and everything like that, and you settled in and you knew that you were just going to watch an average episode? Would you really want to sit there and watch it? I don't know what it is. I don't know if it has something to do with the writing, if it's the show's fault. Is it my fault? You've been watching soap operas for a while. It's kind of what I always say about people who watch, like, let's say, Flash or Arrow or whatever. It's like, oh, the first 3 seasons are good, but then they just start to suck. And it's like, did they? Or did you just get used to it and got bored with it? Which brings me back to the question, is it me? Now, I can't sit there and say it's me because there's been some really good episodes of this show. And then there's been some episodes where it just wasn't really that good. And again, I guess what I'm basically saying is that, when you see an episode that's just okay, it's not good. Okay? It shouldn't just be a standard where we just accept the fact that it's just okay. Okay? That's like accepting some of the CW shows that have really bad special effects and being like, well, it's a TV budget, so, they kind of got to work with what they got. And I remember my friends saying, well, why is that just this? Why is that just the standard? When did that just become acceptable? Okay, so going into this episode, um, one thing that I didn't know, one thing that it just flew over my head. I didn't know that Clyde didn't know who Leo was. I thought that he just didn't turn him in because, he didn't want to sit there and be a rat. So every time he kept telling the police and everyone else, it's like, oh, I don't really know who he is. I thought this was just, him not being a rat. I didn't know that he really didn't know who Leo was. And he talks about the drink being, after, Leo left and, he was meant to say, oh yeah, the Chloe, Brady, and Nancy, yeah, I found the little weasel, whatever, that, gave me the stolen goods. And, like that possibly killed, Abigail. So Brady and Chloe's like, yo, you gotta sit there and call the cops. We gotta sit there and you got a description of him. We gotta sit there and call him. He's like, I can't do that. And they're like, why the hell can you not do that? Fencing. He tells Nancy all of it. And Nancy isn't happy Chloe doesn't help the situation. Chloe's like, you should be mad, you should be furious. You should let your mother feel what she's gonna feel. And not tell her what to feel. Idiot. But she's not happy. She's not happy with the fact that he lied to her. Again, after he said, I'm not gonna lie to you. He was like, listen, I just can't go back to jail. And Nancy's like, listen, if you turn him over, they may go easy on you. Like, I don't really know, and plus, I don't really know what he looks like. I don't know who he is. They start talking, and eventually they get to a point where he describes who Leo is and his dress attire and everything like that. And they're like, it's Leo. So they have one of his books. I forgot what they call them, but he looks through it and he's like, he was like, yo, is that the guy? And Clyde is like, yeah, that's him. And that's when it dawned on me that he didn't know who he was. And it's weird because I mean, I don't know. I guess I just assumed that he knew who he was. And he was like, listen, I'm just not going to tell you because I'm not a rat. Later on, he does go down to the station. Now, at this point, and I'm telling the story a little kind of, well, this all over the place. Chad sees Leo because, Thomas like, oh, that's the Tooth Fairy. And Chad, he questions him. He's like, yo, listen, my son said that he saw you in the tunnels. Apparently the night that my wife got murdered. So they're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And finally, Chad is like, you know what? I'm not doing this. So he decides to literally drag his ass down to the police station and have Jada and Sean, question him for a little bit, question Thomas, question him again. Rafe gets down there. Now there's one point where Sean is like, well, listen, we gotta sit there and wait till we get, we don't have enough to hold him or anything like that, or, we gotta wait until Rafe questions him, but, it's his night off. And Chad's like, no, 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 no. This is not gonna work. You need to sit there and bring him in here now. He said he was not gonna stop until the killer got caught. And, yeah, I don't care what he's doing. He needs to sit there and drop it and come over here and take care of this. And you know what? Usually with Chad, in the beginning when I started watching this show, he came across as an entitled prick. And I think like Gabby, I just kind of got used to her personality. So it didn't bother me as much. And maybe he was still acting like a prick, and I just got so used to it, it just kind of felt like mundane. But normally, him acting that way would just piss me off. But his wife got murdered. His children lost their mother, and we gotta sit there and wait for Rafe to sit there and get around. No, you need to get your ass down here now, like 5 minutes ago. And he calls Rafe personally. He's like, "Yo, listen, I'm at the station. I got my wife's killer. Get your ass down here." And right then and there, I was like, you know what? This dude is getting a pass because I can't believe this. I'm I understand where he's coming from. So he gets a pass on that. And Rafe gets down there, starts to question him a little bit. And of course, it's Leo's word versus a child that's talking about the Tooth Fairy. There's not really a lot to hold him on. He's like, I can't sit there and hold him because I want to blow an investigation. But Chad is like, yo, listen, you let him go. He's leaving. We're not going to sit there and catch him. And right when he's about to sit there and leave, Clyde and Nancy walk right on in. Now, Chloe and Brady are like, yo, listen, I can't sit there and think. Chloe's like, I can't. Like, he's a lot of things, but being a killer isn't one. And this is the general consensus, for a lot of people, including me. I never thought that he actually killed them, but I can see him doing it by accident. He may not intend to do it and just happened a couple of times or whatever. They were fighting and it just happened. I feel like that would have been the most likely scenario. But now they're pointing towards Gwen because she has a Sarah mask, and I'm just like, damn, will Gwen really sit there and kill Abby? Would she really sit there and kill her? And it's hard for me to sit there and say that she would do it because they just got her out of jail. Here's the thing: when she went to jail, I thought we were not going to see the actress again. But when they started showing her in these jail scenes, I was like, you know what? Listen, there's meaning behind this. And I knew eventually she was going to find a way to get out or whatever. And now she's out. So why would they sit there and make her the killer just for her to go? It just, I don't know. And his daughter is supposed to be coming back to the show too. I saw it in one of their little extra clips or whatever. And I think it could be interesting. I think they could sit there and try to make it work. Now, one other thing I will sit there and say before we kind of finish this thing up is that one of the actors, well, the actor that played the second time, that found out that he was Victor, I think his name is Trevor something, he's coming back. I don't know what show he's going to be on, but he's coming back to daytime. I think that'd be very, very, very interesting to sit there and find out. I think it's probably going to be GH because they just love throwing so many people in that damn show. But if he comes to days, I'm with it. I wasn't exactly a fan of his version of Todd because I like the original actor that played him, Rugner. But I mean, if he comes on Salem, I'll be happy. Jada and oh, you know what? Before I get to Jada, oh Nicole, I knew something was also put me in a really good mood when I was watching it. Here's the thing: been watching my channel for a while. You know that I can be a dick, okay? So watching Nicole with Rafe and they go out to dinner and eventually they talk about Jada and Eric. And Rafe was like, I think that would make a really cute couple. She's like, I'm like, Nicole, is there something wrong? Looks like your jealousy is shown there. I mean, you already married the man of your dreams, right? So you shouldn't really matter. It shouldn't really matter who Eric goes out with, because it's also none of your goddamn business. So there's that. And I was enjoying that. I was enjoying that. And when Jada wound up meeting up with Eric to go on another date, watching them walk in and watching Nicole see that, oof, she was so mad. She was so jealous. And it felt really nice to sit there and watch. It felt really nice to sit there and watch. And I know that's a very dickish remark. But seeing how, and granted, she was tipsy and she was angry, and she wound up doing what she did with Xander, but then she lied about it. She lied about it, and then got upset with Eric, like, "Oh, you're leaving town. You're not going to say anything to me. You're a coward." No, maybe I just don't want to sit there and see the sight of you, like, ever again. I know there are a lot of Eric and Nicole fans. I'm not going to sit there and knock y'all. That's cool. Um, but it's something that's just very satisfying about seeing that bit of jealousy and that bit of buyer's remorse that just puts me in a really swell mood. And the last thing is with Sonny and Alex. Long story short, in the beginning, Sonny was not happy with Victor for going behind his back, hiring Alex. Wasn't a fan of that. But Alex was like, yo, listen, I want to work with you. I want us to be closer as brothers. And, Sonny is just like, I don't know, because you don't seem like you'd be able to take orders from me. And of course, Alex being condescending doesn't really help. But he tries to give him this heartfelt speech about how he wants to sit there and work with his brother because he loves him, and he starts talking about all the good things and qualities about him that makes him want to work with him, and also be a good good leader for the company. And so he's like, all right, cool, yeah, I'm excited, I have a good time going out or whatever. But the sad thing about that whole talk that's kind of heartbreaking is that I felt like Alex was just lying straight to his face. You know, the brotherly love, the oh, you're so funny, you make me laugh, and we need to sit there and have more times laughing and having a good time. All of that seemed so incredibly calculated and so manipulative. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but and granted, I could be wrong. I could be looking at something that's not there. No, honestly, I kind of hope that. Alex definitely seemed like he's going to be a troublemaker, which is a good thing. Okay, um, minus the whole, him being with that woman that clearly knew that he couldn't even remember her name, and yet this woman had no self-respect and gave him her number anyway. Now this isn't really on him; that's on her because she has to sit there and look at herself in the mirror each and every day in a day like that, knowing that she practically got used and was just totally okay with it. Like I said, I don't give a damn how big someone's boobs are. Okay, you would not just sit there and use me and act like I don't matter and you don't even bother to remember my name. Again, that's not a reflection on him, that's on her. But I mean, a lot of people like Alex so far. I actually like him. I don't have the history of watching him as Ben and then coming back as Alex. This isn't a situation like hell, even on GH when Ruckner played Franco, and I was so used to Todd. It took me a while to get used to Franco. And then they decided, cool, let's make him Austin. What the? But with Ben and Alex, it's a good transition for me. I'm totally okay with it. Um, his character's going to be interesting. I hope he's not playing his brother because that would suck. But I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't put it past him. I feel like that's about it, or at least the most pertinent information. I know this is coming out a lot later than I wanted it to come out. I was really tired today. I was really tired today, and I actually had to sit down and lay down. Just kind of rest a little bit. Not too long, but I was up and well, I woke up for work at 3:30 in the morning, and so I mean, my whole thing is like I could have wound up probably doing the review a lot earlier, but I don't think it would have came out as good. And I want to sit there and try to find a way to improve these reviews, you know. And I think I kind of got to sit there and maybe start myself as far as resting. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, if I fully rested, I wouldn't be so tired and just be able to put out my review, um, a lot earlier. I want to get to that point, you know. Because it's one of those things where it's like I look at the numbers and I mean in reality I'm always happy that anyone watches my videos. With that being said, I always like to sit there and try to find a way to improve what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but um I gotta sit there and try to change some stuff around. Maybe try to put it out earlier. But also getting more rest. Because like I said, I could have did it earlier but it wouldn't have, I wouldn't have felt like it was good to put out. I would have felt like a zombie, just kind of reading off of my notes and not really putting my personal touch on it. And I like doing that. You know, no, I love doing that. That's the best part about doing these reviews is that I have fun doing it and I put my own personal spin and read the comments and stuff like that and stuff that I don't know. It's great. I love it. And I want to get better. But I gotta also sit there and take care of myself mentally. This way I don't feel like a zombie when I'm pulling out my reviews. Now I'm good. I got enough rest. I'm good. You know. Now this week I'm gonna be because I'm going out Saturday for my friend's birthday, and we're not gonna get too crazy. So I feel like I'll be good at. I feel like I'll be good, um, as in like not have a hangover to do my usual Sunday. I say my usual, and I've only been doing like for like 3 weeks. But you know, to do the live stream, talk about all the soap events. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope I see everyone there. Like that's about it, though. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. If anyone from this review watches my wine review, I'm not gonna do it tonight. It's just kind of late, and I gotta wake up again at the ass crack of dawn. So I'm just gonna probably do my B&B. I don't even know if I'm gonna do a review, but I'm gonna watch it. And I gotta start changing some stuff up around. Change some stuff around. And it's not to think maybe just doing the 4 reviews on my day off because it's a lot easier and I have a lot more energy as opposed to trying to do it when I get off work and it's like super early. So I may try that and go from there. But I'm not gonna stop doing wine reviews because I love um, going and watching that show. Even if some of the episodes aren't always like super amazing, it's just a nice change of pace. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go. And thank you for watching. Be safe. Hope everyone has a great, safe weekend. And I'll see everyone. Also, if you can share this video, that'd be helpful. I don't want to sound like one of those. I need to stop saying this. I want to sound like one of those annoying, YouTubers like share and like. It's like no, I don't want to share your video because you asked me to. But now I know what that's like. So if you can share this video, that would definitely help. And yeah, I'll see everyone in the next video. Hope see everyone in the next live. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard. Yes. All right.